Once again, it's August 18th, the birthday of our boy. And once again, I'll be making a video on the Riordanverse to celebrate. Though due to a number of factors, I've chosen to move discussion of this series to my extra channel. Said factors ranging from after I finished my Trials of Apollo video last year, I kind of felt like I'd largely said my piece on this universe as a whole. Minus reviews of books that have yet to be released, of course. But also because I've found success on my main channel making videos about LGBT media and analysis, which is a niche that is just broad enough for my ADHD brain that constantly jumps between obsessions. The Riordanverse may be one of my biggest obsessions, but even from the very beginning, my channel was never focused solely on it, despite it being my favorite book series, even if you include comics and manga. If I only made videos about it, I'd get burned out pretty quickly, even if there weren't tons of other pieces of media I wanted to talk about and many other discussions I wanted to have. I do still want to make videos about it. I will still make show reviews, new book reviews, and at the end of each sub-series, ranking videos along with other topics about the franchise I haven't already covered. But I also want to make videos about more obscure topics such as the Percy Jackson Nintendo DS movie tie-in game, along with the Flips ebook Nintendo DS cartridge. They are just going to come out less frequently as I try to get a job and earn what I can from ad revenue and channel memberships on my main channel in the process. Though speaking of which, I'd like to shout out my channel members, Sydney McDaniel3388 and the Princess Marika. Thank you so very much. If you'd like to support me financially and you have the means to do so, you can join my channel memberships over on my main channel. But for now, let's get to the main topic. Special Edition books. A lot of popular series have them, and they range from anniversary specials of varying quality to illustrated editions to super expensive luxury collector's editions. Sometimes a lot of those. Huge book nerds always seem to have a few of them, or they've just got one or two of their favorite books and/or series. I'm no exception to this, having a few collections that always catch my eye whenever I walk by my shelf, or that I can't help but admire the cover art of whenever I look at them. I even have the 10th anniversary covers for Percy Jackson and the Olympians because the ones I read when I was a kid have a movie cover and are missing the Titan's curse. I have no idea where it went, but that's not the version I have on my shelf. My shelf has not just the Percy Jackson series, but all of the Camp Half-Blood Chronicles series, decked out in super special dust jackets from Juniper Books. Juniper Books, if you are not aware, is a company that makes these beautiful dust jackets for popular books and series that fit the most common mass-market hardbacks. So if you already own the books, you can just buy the jackets for a much lower price. They have a ton of series ranging from popular fantasy series to classic author collections. Sometimes they even have several options for popular series like The Lord of the Rings. And sometimes when an author has multiple popular series under their belt, they will make special editions for more than one. The Riordanverse, or specifically the Camp Half-Blood Chronicles, is no exception. Yeah, they don't have a set for the Kane Chronicles or Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard yet. Granted, they don't have one for the Senior Year Adventures or the Nico D'Angelo Adventures either, but those are both relatively new. Also, the former is unfinished, and the latter might be unfinished as Rick and Mark do have one more idea. Maybe if we get a Kane Chronicles adaptation, that series might get its own set. Regardless, I'm very happy with the sets I have of all three main pentologies. I may love the massive connecting art piece on the 10th anniversary set of the Percy Jackson series, but that one isn't cohesive with the other series, and I can't admire it from my shelf unless I pull the books out. I much prefer having these on my shelf. I like the alternate lettering, along with the shades of blue, and the waves as an homage to Percy's heritage. I love the symbols in the bottom corresponding to an important detail from each of the original covers, or something significant to the story of the book. And they're repeated on the cover of each book. The Heroes of Olympus and the Trials of Apollo both continue this trend, just changing the background colors to orange and purple respectively, likely referencing Camp Half-Blood and Camp Jupiter. It all makes for an awesome 15-book spread and the most eye-catching thing on my bookshelf. Though I do think it's a bit weird that TOA is the one that's purple given that Camp Jupiter appears more in the Heroes of Olympus, but that's a minor nitpick. I may have imagined something a bit different for the other series, such as including the Argo II or the Swords of Camp, but continuing the waves into the other series is a way of acknowledging who all these series started with, so I'm okay with that. Though it does beg the question what colors the other series would have if they were given this treatment. I'm guessing Kane Chronicles would be red and Magnus Chase would be green, given the existing color motifs their camp equivalents have. The Nico books could have shades of black and gray, Senior Year Adventures, I guess, could have yellow or turquoise, though maybe the last book will make that a bit more certain. Now, I do want to take a closer look at the symbols in each book. The Lightning Thief has Zeus's Master Bolt, the Sea of Monsters has Polyphemus' Eye, the Titan's Curse has Blackjack, the Battle of the Labyrinth has, well, the Labyrinth, and the Last Olympian has the Empire State Building. Trials of Apollo is also fairly straightforward. The Hidden Oracle has the Arrow of Dodona, the Dark Prophecy has a griffin, probably Abelard or Heloise, the Burning Maze has the Sun's Fire, the Tyrant's Tomb has Sutro Tower, and the Tower of Nero has Python. The symbols in the Heroes of Olympus series, on the other hand, are the ones I'm the most unsure of. The first two are obviously Festus and the Legion's Eagle on the Lost Hero and Son of Neptune respectively. The Mark of Athena has a dagger on it that I'm guessing is supposed to be Annabeth's dagger and not, say, Catoptris or any other bladed weapon in the book. The House of Hades has what looks like a Roman Legionnaire helmet, which I guess is referencing Frank's undead Roman soldiers, but I'm still not sure what this symbol on the Blood of Olympus is supposed to be. The best guess I can make is the Archimedes sphere. If any of you can come up with a better answer, please let me know in the comments. Nitpicks aside, I love having these on my shelf. All the design elements come together for a really cool representation of the story. The first thing I thought when I finally got all three of them up on my shelf was, ha! Now I have a special 15-book spread of my favorite series. In your face, Daniel Green. I've actually shared these with other fans from time to time, and all the reactions I've gotten have been really positive. That was just my full main series set, but I also have the illustrated edition of The Lightning Thief that I read for a reread of the series a couple years ago. This one contains illustrations on every page by series cover artist John Rocco. All very cool. Also, if you look in the Juniper Books site, you can see that they made another set for Percy Jackson and the Olympians known as the Legendary Book Set, with a beautiful black and gold design with symbols from the original set, and Blackjack getting a much greater presence on the spine art. I didn't get this one because I already had their other set, and I like the cohesion it has with the Heroes of Olympus and the Trials of Apollo sets. That is not even close to all the special editions, as more recently, we have been getting deluxe collector's editions of the earlier books, currently just the first two, which are also very cool. They have their own exclusive art pieces, and they come in these individual boxes. As well as some super expensive and hard to find limited edition Illumicrate sets of both Percy Jackson and the Olympians and the Heroes of Olympus that you might be able to find around the internet. I don't think I'll be getting these because of the price and my lack of employment. But the art pieces on the page ends are awesome. I never would have imagined using art of the camps like this, and honestly, this is some of my favorite art of Camp Jupiter, period. Those are all the ones I can come up with off the top of my head, but I'm sure there are more. If you have any special editions of the books you really love, feel free to mention them in the comments. But for now, that's all for me. I'm Kyle in Mythos, and I'll see you all next time.